Welcome back to the Marnie Blick tapes. So, we are currently on part 3 of the case we've named the troubling trial of Henry Watts, Justice for Jay. So, if you haven't listened to part 1 or part 2, we highly recommend you check it out and then return to us here.
For those of you who are new here, Marnie Blick is a detective who was paralyzed from the waist down in a traumatic accident. Unwilling to let that get in the way of her passion for solving crimes, she hires an assistant named Finn Graham to go out and do the field work for her. What you're hearing are recorded phone calls and tapes between Marnie, Finn, and anyone they spoke to regarding a given case.
And so let us start back with part 3 of the troubling trial of Henry Watts, Justice for Jay.
Jennifer Campbell's body was found in the trunk of her own car that was parked outside of her family's church. Once the police found the body, they quickly searched the church and found Henry Watts hiding in a closet. He was arrested and ended up calling Marnie Blick for help. Luckily, Henry was found innocent thanks to both his lawyer and the evidence collected by Marnie and Finn in their investigation.
While learning more and more about the victim, Jennifer Campbell, they found out she had a secret life. One that involved dancing at a gentleman's club and planning a life with her secret lover. Leading up to the day of her death, Jennifer's mannerisms were to all accounts normal. There was only one discovery that felt significant. Every couple months, there was an event. Several dancers from the club that Jennifer worked at would be hired to go to a hotel where they would dance for a group of men. What exactly happened behind those doors was a little unclear, but what was clear was this was an anonymous event. Both the event holders and dancers had to wear Venetian masks. However, the first time Jennifer was hired for such an event, she still ended up recognizing someone, and it spooked her. She called her boyfriend and was picked up soon after. After a conversation with a fellow dancer named Jade, Finn was told that there was another event upcoming. But before that, Marnie had another call with Tommy, Jennifer's boyfriend. You see, he had never come up with a solid alibi. He also holds a large portion of Jennifer's earnings and savings. Marnie had previously spoken to Tommy under the guise of being a reporter.
Okay. Well then, did you ever think of a reason for the increase in pay?
Jennifer told me the club had gotten busier, so she was getting more tips.
Right, you told us that last time, but I checked with the other dancers and yes, it was busier, but no one had such a substantial increase in income like Jennifer.
Yeah, that's strange then.
So, any different ideas?
I don't know, like she... No, I can't think of anything.
Well, if you do, it could really lead to something.
All right, cool. I'll keep thinking about it.
I know we went over this last time, but I wanted to ask again. Did Jennifer make any big purchases?
Nah, she was pretty set on saving all her money from New York.
She didn't enjoy buying designer brands?
I mean, I think she may have bought some shit she wore when she danced in or something. Why?
Well, when she was found in her car, it didn't seem like a robbery of any kind. Like, her jewelry was on her body still. But if there was something significantly valuable, then it could have been a robbery. Seems unlikely, though.
I'm sorry, but did you say her car?
Yes.
Like, her own car? Like the one she drove?
Yes, the blue Acura Integra.
Are you sure it was her car?
Yes. Why?
But that's not possible, though.
Why do you think that's not possible?
Because Jen never drove to work. It was a rule.
So, would you drive her?
Sometimes. But look, are you really sure it was her own car?
Yes, I'm positive. So, did you drive her that day?
Nah, she got a ride from another dancer. Like either me or one of the other girls would give her a ride.
Do you know which dancer?
She switched off, but I don't know which girl drove her that night.
No names are coming to your mind?
I don't know any of their names.
Help me understand. Why don't you know any of her coworkers' names? I mean, she must have mentioned them.
Yeah, probably, but I don't always pay attention. Like, do you know your husband's coworker's name?
I actually do. Yes.
Well, that's great. I don't. So the fuck what? And that's not even a point. You should be asking how her car got there, not her co-workers' names.
Tommy, do you mind taking a second? I'm just asking questions. I am not accusing you of anything.
Yeah, whatever. All I'm saying is Jennifer never drove to work, all right? She either had me or another girl drive her there. And she never broke that rule.
And why do you think her car was there?
I don't know. That's the whole fucking point. It couldn't have been there.
Okay. Well, it was, so...
So figure it out.
I'll figure it out.
After an hour, Marnie called Tommy back. She calmed him down, but his point was the same. How could her car have been there? If what Tommy was saying was true, then how did Jennifer leave her car at her home and later end up dead in the trunk of it? If this was true, where were her car keys? They were never found at the crime scene.
A lot of questions must have circled Marnie's head. Several pieces were in place, but the puzzle wasn't complete. Oh, and just in case you were wondering, Marnie wasn't married. She must have just made that up in the moment.
Hello?
Hi, it's me.
Hey, did you check in?
Yeah, I'm in the lobby now.
Okay, great. You may be there for a while. Just keep your eyes open.
Oh, okay, will do.
Order whatever you need. It may be a while.
I got it, no problem. Thanks.
And keep the
Marnie got
receipt.
Finn a room at the Emery Hotel. This is the hotel where the stripping event was being held, the one Jade had told them about, organized by the same group that held the event where Jennifer had left early after recognizing someone. Finn checked in on a Thursday, 2 days before the event, and was told to sit in the lobby in case he saw anyone he recognized.
Finn would sit there for hours upon hours with a call from Marnie every so often. Most of the calls didn't relate to the case, so we'll spare you the small talk.
Thursday, nothing. Friday, nothing. Until this.
Hello?
I think I see someone.
Really? Who?
I remember that tie, and I'm pretty sure he was at Jen's funeral.
Has he checked in?
He's about to right now.
Okay, quick, go to the front desk and see if you can overhear his name.
Okay.
Can I help you?
No, I'm so sorry. Do you have any ice?
Oh, it'll be located on your floor, and the room to the left of the elevator.
Okay, thank you. I couldn't hear him. Shit, I'm so sorry.
Damn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just late. But his room is on the 8th floor. It's like 80 something.
Yeah, that must have gotten they must have gotten this penthouse suite again.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mar.
It's alright. I should have prepped you. That's my fault.
So what do we do now?
Same thing. Sit back down, keep your eyes peeled.
Okay. I'll call you if I see anything.
Finn continued his stakeout. Several hours went by with little to no communication between the pair. Marnie was probably ready to call it off for the night, but then...
I did it. I got a name.
You recognize someone.
I sure did, and this time I got a name.
Amazing.
Yeah, Miles Williams. Does that ring a bell?
Miles Williams, No, I don't know that name. How did you recognize him?
So I don't think I would have remembered him, but this guy can't go 2 minutes without coughing. And I remember him specifically because he was coughing during Jen's funeral.
And if you recognized him, then so would have Jen.
Yeah, that's true. I recognize the other guy, too.
Their church is popular, but that's a pretty big coincidence.
Totally.
Okay, so he might be a smoker then. Just keep an eye out for him. Check outside the hotel. I'm going to do some research on Miles in the meantime.
Okay, I will. What should I do if I see him?
Right, okay. If you end up engaging with him, just make small talk. At most, ask him about what he does, why he's there.
Yeah.
Don't get too involved. We'll confront him later.
Okay. How much longer do you want me to stay out here?
It's up to you, but another hour would be great.
I can do that.
Thanks. I know it's not the most exciting work.
Oh, that's fine. It's just another part of the job.
Miles Williams Vince Harris, Will Jefferson, and Phil Davis were the 5 men that attended this event. After extensive research of Miles Williams, Marnie found his connection to Vince Harris. The two of them worked at the same orthodontist's office.
Miles was in his early 40s. He worked under Vince. He was divorced with no children. Vince, on the other hand, had 2 children and a wife. The 3 other men were identified with the help of Jade after the event. Tattoos, scars, facial hair would eventually narrow down the suspects, and eventually, with the help of Marnie, Jade was able to identify who she saw that day.
What we're about to hear next is Marnie calling Vince Harris, the orthodontist.
Hi, this is Victoria from Sports Illustrated. We're looking for a Vince Harris about a contest he entered and won some Falcon tickets.
Oh, yeah. Vince! Someone's on the line for you about tickets! He'll be on in just a sec.
That's fine.
Here.
Hello?
Hello, Vince. Is your wife still on the line?
No, why?
My name is Detective Marnie Blick, and I'm reaching out to get some clarifications about Saturday.
What happened Saturday?
Were you with Miles Williams, with Will Jefferson, and Phil Davis?
What's this about?
I just need to know a few things that occurred in the Emory Hotel. Is now a good time, or would you like to call me back?
I don't know who you are, but if you are threatening me, well, that's illegal.
I just want to have a discussion.
All right, tomorrow at noon at Tunnel Donuts.
Vince stood around 6'4". He was by all accounts pretty big. Despite engaging in what some may call unsavory activities, he was well beloved in his community. He volunteered at a local soup kitchen every Sunday after church and was very involved with his kids' school and their education.
Tunnel Donuts was a small bakery that served coffee and a variety of novelty donuts. They had a small outside patio that sat 2 tables. Based on the audio, this is where we believe Finn and Vince sat.
Spoke to yesterday.
The detective.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just get right to it. So we know about your meetings, your events. We know it's done through the Kitty Club, and we know it's supposed to be anonymous.
Why do you need to know about us? Everything we do is illegal.
Yeah, I just want to know a little bit about how you all know each other.
Why?
It doesn't matter why. All that matters is that I just need your help. Trust me, if you did nothing illegal, you have nothing to be scared of.
I just don't want this to get to my kids or my wife. Please.
So would I, and I don't think it will if you're telling the truth. I just need some information.
Okay, so what do you need to know?
How do all the members know each other?
It's done through a church.
The South Atlanta Church?
Yes.
Is Pastor Campbell aware of this club?
Well, yeah. He started it.
Oh? But wasn't he the last, he wasn't at the last event, right?
No, he's been going through a lot, so he stopped coming.
So how many members?
It varies a little, but usually it's just 5 or 6.
Miles Williams, Will Jefferson, and Phil Davis. Do these names sound familiar?
Yeah, they're all members of Luxuria.
Is that what you call yourselves?
Yeah, the Luxuria Club.
And you said that it's usually 5 or 6. If Pastor Campbell's number 5, who's number 6?
Number 6 is Joe Dollums.
Why does he not always attend?
He's young and busy. Sometimes he just doesn't. He's not always around.
Okay. So what's the idea behind this club? It's just a gentleman's club, or?
Yeah, basically. The philosophy is that we get all our sin out a few times a year.
And as a group, you probably don't really feel as bad.
I guess so.
So how often do you do these?
A few times a year.
Oh, I was told every 2 months.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Do you remember anything strange happening at any of the past few events?
Like something out of the ordinary?
Yeah, I'd say.
No.
You sure?
I mean, not from where I was sitting.
None of the events?
I mean, no, not really. The event is a little strange, but...
So no one did anything with any of the dances?
No. Honestly. No.
Sir, I'm just making sure. Okay, I think that's it then. If you could not tell the other members that we spoke, that would be...
Again, please. I don't want my wife and my kids to find this out.
Again, if you're telling the truth, then I don't think there's a reason they would find out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Seems to me like you have a good life. You shouldn't do anything to mess that up, you know?
I know. I'm gonna stop.
Luxuria is another way of referring to the vice of lust, making it a very appropriate name for the club. It's also an 80s British pop duo, but I highly doubt that's where the club got its name.
Marnie and Finn now knew all the members of the Luxuria Club, but given the nature of the group's relationship, Jennifer probably knew all of them as well. If Finn recognized 2 members just from the funeral, then the person they were looking for, the one Jennifer recognized, could be any one of them. Again, more pieces were in play, but the puzzle was still not complete.
From all the cases we've come across, the initial investigation of Jennifer's murder was one of the least thorough. With what looked like an easy conviction with Henry being found at the scene of the crime, the police seemed to focus its attention on other cases.
But some of these oversights were inexcusable. Before the court case, the prosecutor and police were totally unaware of Jennifer's employment at the strip club, nor had they found out that Jennifer was dating Tommy Ferguson. So it was no surprise when Marnie received this call from Jade.
Yeah, that was me.
Sorry, I was just about to call you back. What's going on?
Well, me and another girl, is it cool if we call her by her stage name?
Yes, of course, that won't be a problem.
Okay, so, cool. So this girl, Coco, she's another stripper.
Mm-hmm.
So she's quitting, and we were going through her locker,
Okay.
and she's like super messy or whatever. And me and her, you know, we girls, so I was like helping her empty her shit out, and she found a wallet, and so she asked all the girls whose it was, and no one claimed it. So we like opened it up, and child, we found it's Chastity's.
You have Jennifer's wallet.
Yeah, I mean her ID is in it.
Do you know how it got there?
Yeah, well, Coco said that Chastity asked her to keep it there for, you know, the shift that night.
Why didn't she use her own locker?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I could ask her.
Yeah, thank you. Did you find anything out of the ordinary in it?
No, but I mean, we didn't really hardly look in it, so.
Okay, I'll have Finn come over and get it. Will you be there another hour or so?
Girl, I'm working till 3 tonight.
Right.
Just have him ask for me.
Awesome. Good luck with your shift.
Mm-hmm. See you soon.
It will actually be Finn coming in.
I mean, yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Marnie calls Finn right after this conversation, instructing him to go to the kiddie club and retrieve the wallet from Jade. After the pickup, he calls Marnie.
Getting in the car now.
Okay.
It's a pretty big wallet with a zipper.
And what's inside it?
1 sec, I haven't even looked yet.
Did you bring your gloves?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good.
Not a rookie. ID, cash,
Okay.
lots of singles, library card.
Got it.
Keys.
Keys.
Yes. Some receipts and a gum wrapper. So.
Do the keys have a car key attached to them, or are they just house keys?
They just... No, they have car keys.
Are they Acura keys?
What does the Acura symbol look like?
It's kind of like an A shape.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm pretty bad with cars.
No, it's okay.
Oh, it also says Acura on the back. Okay, I'm done.
It's okay. What about the receipts? Where are they from?
Let me see. It looks like one is from McDonald's.
Okay.
This one is from a place called Jerry's Corner. Wait, no. No, yeah, Jerry's Corner.
Jerry's Corner. Anything else?
Nope, just those.
Okay, then. Just go back to the hotel and we'll talk tomorrow.
All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, bye. Drive safe.
That will do. Thanks.
After a closer examination of the wallet and its contents, the only piece of evidence that Marnie deemed important was the set of keys. There were 4 sets of keys, The first was for her car, the second was for her home, the third was for Tommy's, and the fourth, we later found out, was for the church.
So how did Jennifer end up in her own car? There were no signs of it being stolen, which means whoever was driving that car must have had access to a spare set of keys. Looking into things further led Marnie to find out that the car wasn't registered in Jennifer's name. It was registered under her father, Leonard Campbell.
Most car keys have a chip in them that allows the car to start. If you were just to make a copy of a car key, that car key would allow you to turn the car on, but not allow you to drive it. To make a copy of a key, you need access to the original key to begin with, or all the information to the car. So it's just very unlikely that someone who wasn't close to Jennifer would have that kind of access to make a copy of the key.
While all this information was buzzing around her head, Marnie got this call from Henry.
Oh, hi.
Hey, I'm sorry to bother you so late, but I just got off the phone with the police.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I think so. But, someone just threw a brick through our window.
What? Did anyone get hurt?
No, everyone is safe. We're all sleeping, but look, I'm really trying to be strong, but I know my mom is worried, and I'm struggling, and the kids at school, they say things behind my back. Some parents, they give me these nasty looks.
I understand. I appreciate you calling me.
It doesn't bother me normally, but when this happened, I don't know, I guess I needed somebody to talk to.
Hey, that's very normal. And I'm happy to hear from you.
Oh, good. Well, I'm sorry for you hearing from me so late.
Don't apologize. I was actually just making a cup of coffee. We can talk as long as you like.
Isn't it late for coffee?
I don't sleep much.
That's not good.
I know, but it worked out tonight, right?
Very true.
So, how's band going?
Marnie, you and this band, it's going great, okay? I love it.
Really? So much for it being lame.
Yes.
As the investigation continued, tensions in the community had been bubbling. The restraining order only kept the Campbells away, but it didn't stop the Justice for Jay protesters from acting out on their own.
The brick incident really put Marnie into high gear because she managed to secure an interview with Leonard Campbell. We don't know how, but Marnie seemed to have the unique ability to get people to talk. In an early recording between Marnie and Finn says that she should have been a lawyer. So the interview was scheduled for 12 p.m. on a Tuesday. However, Marnie specifically requested that Finn go over an hour early.
The audio here is a little messier than normal because Finn was secretly recording this interaction. Georgia has a one-party consent law, meaning that it is legal to record a conversation if one of the speaking parties has consented to being recorded, or the recorder themselves is one of the ones speaking. In this case, it was the latter.
For an interview with Pastor Leonard Campbell.
You're Mr. Graham.
Yeah, that's me.
Unfortunately, he's not here right now. I'm sorry, he said you were coming at 12.
Oh, what time is it now?
It's almost 11.
Oh, no. I switched watches this morning. This always happens with daylight savings. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
That's totally my mistake. I'll just drive back to the hotel and I'll come back later.
You can wait inside if you like. I was actually in the middle of preparing some snacks.
Really? That'd be great. But my hotel is 15 minutes away, so it saves me some driving.
Yeah, don't be silly.
This is the voice of Vivian Campbell, the wife of Leonard Campbell and the mother of Jennifer. Marnie had written special instructions on what to ask both Vivian and Leonard.
Heads up, you'll be hearing some more abrupt cuts than usual since so much of this conversation was inaudible. But from what we've gathered, Vivian and Finn are in the kitchen waiting for Leonard.
Vivian seemed resistant to questions at first, but as the two got more comfortable with each other, she began opening up.
I know. I'm being very careful.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually thinking, do you have a set of spare keys for the Integra?
Where's mine?
Well, I was just wondering if Jennifer's boyfriend might have had access to them.
No, I've never seen him before. And the spare's in the boat by the entrance.
Do you mind checking that for me?
Sure, but I just saw him.
Thank you.
They're here.
I'm so sorry. I have really bad hearing. Could you...
These are them in the bowl.
Oh, thank you.
My pleasure.
Do you have the time?
11:25.
Oh, wow. Time's flying by. This lemonade is amazing.
Leonard Campbell arrived just before 12. The tape cut out shortly after, so we don't know what went on between then and the next time the tape began recording again. By the sounds of it, the two are sitting inside.
You have my condolences, Mr. Campbell. But please, any answer could lead us to finding the one responsible.
No, obviously. I'm not happy to hear these things about my daughter.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I thought they were all lies at first.
That must have been tough, finding out like that.
Of course it was.
And you had no idea that she was working at the Kitty Club?
No. You think I would allow my daughter to be involved in that? I never even heard of that place before then.
Right. So you have no other suspects in your mind?
The only one that made sense to me was Henry. I didn't know of any of this. I feel like I don't even know who my daughter was now.
Right.
So no, to answer your question, Finn.
Sir, I'd like to thank you for taking the time and speaking out on behalf of the Wattses. I'm not sure if I had mentioned that.
Of course. I know I have influence over my neighbors, but I didn't expect it to go this far.
Well, it takes a big man to admit when he's wrong.
You are not defined by your mistakes. You are defined by God. He loves us no matter what.
That's a good quote.
One of my favorites.
Mr. Campbell, we recently found Jennifer's wallet.
Where was it?
It was found in another dancer's locker. I understand that you had asked investigators for it.
I can't remember.
Well, inside we found Jennifer's keys. I had always thought that the killer had ran off with the keys, but now it's my understanding I know the killer must have had a spare.
That makes sense. I do remember that Jennifer had lost her keys a while back.
Oh, really? She did?
Mm-hmm.
So she must have given it to someone else then?
Maybe her boyfriend.
Yeah, maybe. Were you aware that Jennifer was planning on moving to New York?
No. Again, if I did, I would have not allowed it to happen.
Of course. Of course. Then, you wouldn't happen to know where she got so much money, would you?
It must have been from that job of hers I'm finding out about.
So you never gave her an allowance of any type?
Nothing significant.
Okay.
Nothing out of the ordinary, you know, just gas money or lunch money, really.
Sure, okay. I see.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Campbell, last thing before I get out of your hair.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I want to thank you for the time you're taking to speak to us, because I know that you want to find the one responsible for your daughter's murder.
Absolutely.
You would want to find this person responsible at all costs, am I right?
Absolutely right.
Okay. So, sir, could you tell me where you were the weekend of October the 19th?
I don't know off the top of my head. Why?
You wouldn't happen to have been at the Hotel Quartz, would you?
No. I've never even stayed there before.
Okay. Then can you explain to me why the penthouse suite was booked under your name, sir?
I don't know.
Maybe someone with the same name, or...
That's right. I may have booked it for some friends who were having a Bible retreat.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And were you aware that Jennifer was there that day?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Pastor Campbell. I appreciate it. Hey! Stop! Wait up!
was arrested that day. Realizing he was caught in the act, he tried to destroy the tape Finn was making. Finn managed to escape with the tape, but was hit in the process. Marnie called the police soon after, and Leonard Campbell was arrested for assault.
Many of the cases we go over, we dismiss due to the lack of material, recordings, tapes, etc. And often we have to resolve or explain the case here during our narration. But in this case, we got something special. Marnie got a hold of the police interrogation between Leonard and a police detective whose name is not listed.
So this has been going on for a few months?
Yes, sir.
And you hit her because she wanted more?
No.
Leonard, you have to help me here. We have to know the full picture.
I drove out because I couldn't keep paying her.
So you drove out to the club?
I drove. She got in the car and we went down the road to talk.
And that's where you killed her?
I swear I didn't mean to do it.
I believe you.
She threatened me by saying she was going to tell everyone about me. She was yelling and I couldn't get her to stop.
And you hit her with the rod?
No, I would never do that. I slapped her and she fell back.
She fell back and hit her head?
Yes, sir.
So why did you bring her to the church?
I didn't know where else to go.
So you bring her to the church, and then what?
I called the police.
Jennifer Campbell did in fact recognize her father at the hotel courts. She left immediately and got picked up by Tommy. What she later found out was that her father was one of the members of the Luxuria Club. With this information, she began blackmailing him, which led to a final confrontation between her and her father.
Had Leonard Campbell called the police the moment he hit her, there's a slight possibility Jennifer Campbell could be alive today. According to the coroner's report, she died due to blunt force trauma. Leonard swears that she had no pulse, but his actions afterwards speak louder than his words.
He didn't call the police after the accident. He didn't tell the truth when Henry was on trial. He didn't even lay off the rhetoric that led to a brick being thrown through Henry's window.
And ultimately, his lies led to his demise, as he was given the lethal injection in 2008. And so we end the troubling trial of Henry Watts. This is our first 3-part episode, and it was a lot of work to get this one together.
Thank you to everyone who has been contributing to our Patreon and leaving us reviews on whatever podcasting app you're listening to, and just spreading the word of this little podcast.
If you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment, like and subscribe, all that good stuff.
Email us at themarniebllicktapes@gmail.com or follow us at Nicholas Absado, M as in Marnie, and at Antonius Nazareth.
Editing by Nicholas Sato and Antonius Nazareth. Music by Antonius Nazareth.
And a special thanks, as always, to Mallory Blick and Milo.